Okay. I said, okay. Feels like something's happening right now. Feels like something's happening in the studio right now. Something making me feel a certain way. Got me feeling gassy out here. Got me feeling explosive out here. Got me feeling a certain way out here, my God. This is One Extra. This is Radio 1. This is the Saturday Night Rap Show. This is Charlie Sloth. And we are joined by a very special guest live in the studio right now. Studio crew, please make some noise for Loki in the building! Come on, man!
Yes, thank you very much for having me, man.
Pleasure,
Thank
bro.
you, bro.
Long time coming.
Yes.
We're finally here, Find the Booth Part 2.
Most def.
So, bro.
Yeah.
You need no introduction.
Maybe after these years I do.
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. I think even those that, you know, may not be aware of your music, they're aware of that Find the Booth.
Jeez.
It's very legendary.
Thank you, bro.
So where have you been, Loki?
So yeah, first off I want to congratulate you.
Thank you, bro.
On the first thing. When I came up to do the first Fire in the Booth, we knew it was maybe the 4th.
Yep.
So at that stage, it was still a seed.
Yep.
We've seen that seed blossom into a tree, which is a worldwide institution. In terms of bars, in the world today, the #1 platform for bars is Fire in the Booth.
My
that's
brother.
undeniable. And that's international.
Hey, come
Whether
on!
that's here or that's in the United States. And they all know that as well. So
bro.
this is a seismic shift in terms of hip-hop in this world today.
Come on, brother.
So yeah, man, thank you for having me. In terms of what I've been doing, I've been studying, I've been in the mountain, as they say. I
actually think you have been in the mountain, though. When man say that, I'm not alright, yeah, your man's been at home. But when you say I've been in the mountain, I'm thinking you've been in the mountain.
Yeah, man. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm building up for a new album coming out next year.
Okay, I love that.
So watch out for that, people. And we're going to drop some of the tracks. We're going to drop an exclusive track tonight from that new album. Unheard. First time it's ever going to be heard, exclusive.
So, bro, like, talking about Lowkey as an artist, you know, there's a lot that comes with the brand that is Lowkey. You're a very outspoken artist. You're someone who's always felt comfortable to talk about their emotions, social issues, and a lot of political issues.
Yeah.
Is that something that in your personal life is very personal to you?
I feel like I don't have any other choice. So when I found myself in certain situations, it's instinctive that I want to use the tool that I have and really achieve a depth of distance in that way through the music. So that's really what I'm aiming to do, man.
I love that, bro. So we got some new music to play tonight. And I'm thinking, you know what, it's only right that we warm the people up. A lot of people are locked in tonight for this Fire in the Booth. The text is going crazy, the Twitter's going crazy, everything's going mad out here. First record I'm gonna jump into, Loki, is Lord of War.
Yes.
Let's talk about this record. How did it come about and what's the whole concept behind it?
Okay, so essentially Lords of War is about bringing together the people that benefit from the arms trade with the people that pay the price from the bombs that are dropped on them. So basically that's what this song is about. Self-explanatory. The video's coming soon as well. Lords of War.
It's One Extra Radio 1 Saturday Night Rap Show. Lowkey is in the building. We're getting ready for that Fire in the Booth Part 2. 81199 on the text line. We right there. At One Extra 1XTRA on Twitter. Let's get into this brand new music, unheard before. It's exclusive. It's called Lord of War. Mud.
mischief in her right, carrying a kite to try and find a place where it could fly. Hovering not far, she saw what was a spaceship in her mind. Too young to really understand exactly what the buzz meant. Bread and water every day, other than that she's unfed. Pressure applied diplomatically to stop aid. Reality enforced by the air and naval blockade. Back to her, through her blood flows Qahtan. Ancient civilization, but its status has lost charm. She found a place to fly a kite in the soft calm. Some will say that her life was in God's palm. She heard her mother call, saw her brother fall. Didn't realize quick enough, stumbled from the sudden force. Flicker and a flash to the horror scene of death. And this is what happens when technology meets flesh.
Yo, Charlie, brother Africa Bambaataa in town. Yo, I need you to rewind the track for me, brother. Rewind the track. You heard me? Pull it up.
A big sound, a big tune.
I like you. You're like a tiger.
Imagination alive, cute as could be. You could see the gleam of mischief in her eye, carrying a kite to try and find a place where it could fly. Hovering not far, she saw what was a spaceship in her mind. Too young to really understand exactly what the buzz meant. Bread and water every day, other than that she's unfed. Pressure applied diplomatically to stop aid. Reality enforced by the air and naval blockade. Back to her, through her blood flows Qahtan. Ancient civilization, but its status has lost charm. She found a place to fly a kite in the soft calm. Some will say that her life was in God's palm. She heard her mother call, saw her brother fall. Didn't realize quick enough, stumbled from the sudden force. Flicker and a flash to the horror scene of death. And this is what happens when technology meets flesh.
How do we sleep? Oh Lord of war. How do we sleep at night? Oh Lord.
Intestine, shattered hopes and dreams adorn the floor. The face behind the screen has seen it all before. And the worst thing about it is there's more in store. Just another sacrifice to the lords of war. A caravan in Nevada, he says twiddling a control pad, taking down coordinates, scribbling in his notepad. When he sweats, the headphones itch and irritate his eczema. Watching scenes on the screen as they enter through his retina. Sick of his life, his wife and his job cause it kills. Sick of his father, sick of debt from the hospital bills. Childhood of computer games that learned him in murder. He wonders if he's better off serving up burgers. A small part of him love watching death from a distance, but that feeling numbed the way through monotonous repetition. Maybe going through emotions like the robot that he operates. Depersonalized murder, victimless violence for the modern ages. Cold stare and tap of a button takes her only life. Instantly regrets but watches on as she slowly dies. Grotesquely intertwined via the screen that he stares through. A kite floats away but we will never know where to. Shattered hopes and dreams adorn the floor. The face behind the screen has seen it all before. And the worst thing about it is there's more in store. Just another sacrifice to the lords of war. The Lord lives in the third dimension, far from the theatre. Every now and again, whimpers of the carnage get nearer. Sometimes in his dreams, he sees the harm in disfigured like Dorian Gray. Can't see his moral scars in the mirror. Cognitive dissonance suppresses his pangs of conscience, rationalize it away. Everybody has their monsters, but he is not everyone. He is a parasite of life and carries within him a selfish song never sung. Believes he loves his children. Is he capable of love? Lord of the machines that reign Satan from above. Will they justify what daddy did or hate him as they must? Realize their bread and butter, their faces in the dust. As the sights locked on her, he loosened his suit and tie. As he sighs, walls of fire were shooting off to a riot as she died. He ordered fruit juice with some ice. A kite floats away, he admires the blueness of the sky. Oh Lord of war, Lord of war, Lord of war.
Wow. Very powerful record, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Video
very
soon,
powerful.
Featuring KAIA on the vocals.
A lot of people loving it, subbing and lows like, yo, This is what happens when technology meets flesh. Caught in your bars already, bro. First time he's heard it. Mad. Hair Hills 111's like, yo, fam, I'm waiting for Loki's Fire Booth Part 2. Bare fire emojis. What can people expect from this Fire Booth Part 2, Loki?
That's a good question. I would say that you could call me a serial alphabet killer after this one. I haven't left the alphabet alone.
Wait. So in your first Fire in the Booth, you murdered the alphabet.
Yeah.
It was the alphabet assassin. Does that mean in part 2?
That was another track. Alphabet Assassin was another track, and then
No. I'm saying the Fire in the Booth. I know they were track with Faith.
Yeah.
I know about the records. Big up Faith every time. But I'm talking about the actual Fire in the Booth.
Yeah.
Was the alphabet assassin? Away from the record in general.
In full effect. Yeah.
Does that mean in part 2 you're going back to the alphabet?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel sorry for the alphabet. Wanna send my love out to A, B, C, D, E, F, G and all that.
We turn it into alphabet soup.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So we got more records to play.
Yes.
But before we get into the records, I need to ask you, bro, what's the vision? For Lowkey as an artist, what's the vision? What's the big picture? I know every artist has a big picture of where they'd like to see themselves, whether it be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time.
Yeah.
What's the big picture, the vision for Lowkey?
So as you know, building in an accumulative process is essential, and planning ahead is essential. So what I'm looking to do is put out the album, but I also want to have an essay for each song on the album, so that people, and release that as a book, so that people can really understand with depth what it is I'm trying to say. So really that's the foreseeable future, man, just focusing on the album, continue to tour. We've done 2 tours since 2016. This year and last year we toured.
And they looked healthy as well, bro.
Yeah. We had the Coronet last one we did in London.
And that was a sellout, right? I mean, queues were going around the block.
Yeah. And the year before we sold out the Garage 3 times. So even with the absence, there's still definitely a reception for what I have to say. So yeah, man.
Love that, bro.
Looking to push it further, man.
Now the next record we're gonna jump into is Ghost of Grenfell. Now, as someone who knows you personally away from music, I know that this is something that you hold very dear to your heart. Not only is it an area that means so much to you as a person because it's your ends, but the tragedy that was Grenfell.
Yeah. So right now I want to big up Shaheen, I want to big up Amanda, I want to big up Faisal from Grenfell Speaks. Basically, the bereaved families have a petition that they're putting together, which is to try to apply pressure to make the inquiry more encompassing of people such as themselves and people that lived in the block. So I would urge everybody that's listening to the radio right now to go and sign that petition for us to get that together. We want a response when it gets to 10,000 and possibly debated in Parliament when it gets to 100,000. This song was really just the effort to use the tool that I have and the opportunity that I have through the music to kind of speak to those people that really consider themselves above being spoken to. And that's what we want to do. We want to immortalize the people that lived and unfortunately died. And, you know, my condolences and my love out to everybody affected by it. You know, we feel it every day, man. It's Groundhog Day.
Amen, my bro. Now, do you see your music as a tool? Now, you're someone who is very articulate, not only in real life, but as a musician as well. Do you see your records as a tool to speak to those that don't normally listen? Definitely,
100%. I mean, you have the lineage of John Lennon put out a song called John Sinclair back in the day when he was getting close to Bobby Seale, and that actually got someone released from prison. It got John Sinclair released from prison. So we do have the historical lineage of music being used as a tool in that way. And so for me, I consider myself a continuation, an inheritor of that tradition.
Love that, bro. That's
powerful. Much love, bro.
So we're going to play one more record, and then we're getting straight into that fire in the booth. This is Ghosts of Grenfell.
The night our eyes changed. Rooms where love was made and unmade in a flash of the night. Rooms where memories drowned in fumes of poison. Rooms where futures were planned and the imagination of children built castles in the sky. Rooms where both the extraordinary and the mundane were lived, become forever tortured graves of ash. Oh, you political class, so servile to corporate power.
The day that your
Ghosts of Grenfell still calling for justice. Now hear them scream.
Did they die your eyes? Did they die your eyes? Did they die for
This corporate manslaughter will haunt you. Now hear them scream. Words cannot express. Please allow me to begin though. 1:30 a.m. Heard the shouting from my window. People crying in the street, watching the burning of their kinfolk. Grenfell Tower now, historically a symbol. People reaching from their windows, screaming for their lives, pleading with their cries, trying to reason with the skies. They all youth birth champions. Comparison is clear though, that every single person in that building was a hero. So don't judge our tired eyes in these trying times, cause we've been breathing in cyanide the entire night. They say he saw the fire and he ran inside. Who thought that would be the site where he and his family died? The street is like a graveyard, tombstone lurching over us. Those shouting out to their windows now wish they never woke them up. When hope your worst enemy to go in this position. Now it's flowers for the dead and printing posters for the missing. Come home, come home.
Did they die your eyes? Did they die your eyes? Did they die for
Ghosts of Grenfell still calling for justice. Now hear them scream.
Did they die your eyes? Did they die your eyes? Did they die for
This corporate manslaughter will haunt you. Now hear them scream. See trauma in the faces of all those that witness this innocence, in the faces of all those on the missing list. See hopes unfulfilled, ambitions never achieved. No, I'm not the only one that sees the dead in my dreams. Strive for the bravery of artistic gift of Khadija. Every person a unique blessing to never be repeated. Strive for the loyalty of siblings that stay behind with their parents. Pray that every loved one lost can somehow make an appearance. We are like the last conversation with their dearest. Until we face what they face, we will never know what fear is. We are for survivors, rehoused in the best place, not to be left sleeping in the West Way for 10 days. We're for arrests made and debts paid and true numbers known. For the families who kept faith with, for safety and homes of love, they are immortalized forever. The only ghosts are us. I wonder.
Did they die your eyes? Did they die your eyes? Did they die for
Ghosts of Grenfell still calling for justice. Now hear them scream.
Did they die your eyes? Did they die your eyes? Did they die for
This corporate manslaughter will haunt you. Now hear them scream.
قولي وين اروح الناس تحترق بساعة السحور احس اني بعالم تاني احس اني بعالم تاني قولي وين اروح ناس تحترق بساعة السحور احس اني بعالم تاني احس اني بعالم تاني
Charlie's Love! Oh man, it's got to that all important time of the show. Once again, my favorite part of the show. Fire in the booth. And back tonight for part 2. An artist who was a part of the makeup of Fire in the Booth. His DNA runs deep in the genetics. One of the most popular Fire in the Booths of all time. Make some noise in the studio for Loki! You ready for this, bro?
Yeah, bro, let's do it.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah, Fire in the Booth. Much anticipated part 2. Hold tight, suspense. Listen, if they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen. It's the zeitgeist, Zapatista, Zoroat is Zenith, Zed is zinc in the zebra, zigzagging zealots, zilch to zombies and Zionists, he's Zen in his zodiac, Fire in the Booth, it's a rostry in the zonies that yapping like Yokozuna in Yemen, YouTube and yoga, Yokozuna in Yoville, yodeling in your rover, yelling you're the yardstick of yesteryear, like your boa, they're yearning, I'm yawning, this is like a Yeti versus Yoda, I'm an X-ray, you're Xerox, I'm Xavier to the X-Men, Eximus, like your Xanax to an extent, a wonderful world is waiting, what weapons wage war we're weeping. Who's winning? We wish them well while wicked wizard webs were weaving. They whip us till we're wheezing. Words of wisdom won't weaken. Witness these whatless witless wallies waffling with their weekend. Their wording is Wikipedia, virtually void of vitals versus visceral vintage but vivid videos going viral. I'm your uncle that understands. Now it's us with the upper hand. We were underlings, underrated, unhuman to Uncle Sam. There are those thinking tactics to take the throne, though the truth tends to be told through their thesaurus takes its toll. Slithering snakes stipulate systems to sell your soul. Secretly seek social stratification set in stone. Regiments ravage the region, now it's right for reparations. Rendered refugees can't retract or repair ramifications. Quest across the quarrels on quintessentially qualified quitters quake. Quality of my quotes can't be quite quantified. People pass prematurely, pay the price for passivity. Pretext of pillage, plunder, prepared to prolong proximity. People's pathology pulverized by this possibility. People power is potent, it's the peak of positivity. Oligarchs ostracize others, offer obituaries. Overall I overstand the odyssey optimistically. Norms of a nascent nation should never negate nature. Nasty as nefarious neocon naysayers for neighbours. This masterful maverick mic man will make you meet your maker. Meanwhile merciless mercenaries maneuver to meet the majors. Lyrically lack luster, literally lack love, lust, living lavish in luxury. Listeners lap up a kaleidoscope of kindness, knowledge, knuckles and kerosene to kill the kleptocracy. Cool the kettle that they kept us in. Jabbing javelins at jingoism, jealousy justified when jeering at jobless is journalism. Information industry interlinked with infantry, instrumentalize identity, implant ignorance instantly. Hackers and handcuffs, harvesters of hatred, hand gliding, harbingers of harassment, harbor harmful handwriting. Gangsters of globalization, glorify glitz and the glam. Give us guidance to the graveyard, they got the gift of the gap. It's flawless how they fabricate the folklore of defeat and funnel funds for freelance fighters and fawn over fights for freedom. Economics, everything, exploitation and epidemic. Exhausting environments, easy but the dividends are deadly. Don't dare dream of doing different. Dread our destruction's definitely coming as a catalyst. Clamour for the capital, can't counteract the cycle. The catastrophe could cancel all, bring borders to bear. Bombarded with the broken, basically bribery beckons business. We are beholden, though accurate answers to all of the above aren't available. I attack the alphabet again and aced it just to aim at you. They say anything is attainable. Attack the alphabet again and ace.
Perfect.
Man like Loki in the building! Hey, you're a savage, bro!
Much love, bro.
Hey, first time you come in, you killed the alphabet. Assassinated it. And just to take the mickey, you come in and kill it backwards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Much love, bro.
Man like Loki in the building!
Thanks for having me, man.
Pleasure, my G!
Yeah, man.
You ain't done yet, though, are you?
I ain't done at all. Let's do it.
Let's get it, bro!
Let's do it. Yeah. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Turn up! How can I do a fire in the booth when I'm trying just to maintain? And since you don't hear the word fire in the same way, heard screams, splutters and them gasping for air. That's not bars in a booth, it's so hard to compare. If I use fire as a metaphor, does that disrespect the people that are never more? How does that bomb sound to those that bled in war that we never saw? Remember when they settled scores with metal swords at Skeletor? Chinese made gunpowder, Nobel invented dynamite. They say the guilt in his mind compelled him to design the prize. We know what Einstein's mind was like. How many geniuses we never knew that were deprived of life. I can't philosophize on horrifying flames. We don't have to apologize or qualify our pain. To Grenfellize our loved ones of the colonizer's name. Should we let the corporate media lobotomize our brains? You are beautiful. No matter how this life disfigures you, you're beautiful. Even if that image you emulate isn't you. I don't know if history is linear or cyclical, but no, I'm ridiculed for making invisibles visible. That's why Plato said banish poets from the Republic, cause they know that we can shake the social system and disrupt it. The land of liberty, they tell us leave it or lump it. When Trump comes to the country, we hope he chokes on his crumpet before we sink in the ocean. Consider this as an omen. Nature's blessings aren't ours just cause we think that we own them. Never think that you're broken or think that you're no one. Remember, a rope is strong because of strings interwoven. Would they love you more if you mock the people that you're from? Self-orientalize and believe that you belong. Overcompensate and propagate the image of the imbecile, not uninvolved. Even though you're further from the killing field, take solace in the
a fact there's always cracks in the monolith. Now we're practically lobbing bricks like Asterix and Obelisk. Distracted with gossipists, twisted news and interlude to adverts, no hidden clues to listen to is pitiful.
Perfect.
Rosa Luxemburg gave us the simple truth. You won't feel your chains till the day you begin to move. He photographed the corpse and they flung him in the cage. Those that signed off on the cladding are still receiving their wage. Helicopters hover close, pictures for the front page. Tried to speak, all I really felt deep was numb rage. How could they see this pain at such a young age? Leaning out the window screaming for help, but none came. If it bleeds, it leads. The trauma tourists, they gravitate. Shock doctrine in effect, disaster capitalists salivate. Privatization, deregulation and austerity. 0-hour contracts, exploitation and precarity. Adults didn't make it, the children to be fostered. Save pennies on the block, drop 20 million on the opera. We see through your cold plans, your program is done. We don't want a prime minister that holds hands with Trump. We don't want DJs doing shows on military compounds. Can't trivialize fire or hear any more bomb sounds. How can I smile when I know the remains are still not found? And echoing in my mind is exactly how the sobs sound. They say we're criminals for syllables and stanzas when they subsidize the killers' tools, the pillagers and bankers who were the engines of history. People like me and you who got massacred for the right to vote at Peterloo. It was Imagineers and the artists that told puddle martyrs, William Cuffey and the chartists. Rebel and resist, even through something small. Create windows with words and mirrors where once were walls. Manure contributes to the beauty of a rose. Why can't we accept our pain as something that helps us grow? They wonder why songs that make you cry are more moving, cause crying's the only thing that we were born doing. They tell us tea is tradition to the English. When I look around this island, not a tea plantation in it. Earl Grey gave 20 million to the slave traders. Multipolar world, now the Indians are space raiders. Freedom to be even or merely alienate labor. Freedom for fossil fuelers to desecrate and invade nature. Albert was an immigrant, Prince Philip is an immigrant. Where the Celts, Normans and the Anglo-Saxons English then. The word sugar, cotton and rice come from Arabic. Now we import democracy to civilize the Saracens. Analyzing planets when this backwater was wilderness. Seems we're still obsessed with immortality like Gilgamesh. Pessimism of intellect, optimism of will. Where the skin of their victims is syndrome Buffalo Bill. In times of permanent war, there's always someone to kill. But when life and death are virtual, almost nothing is real. They got my snapshots in a padlock box, but settle with the heavy metal. This is rap, not rock. It's fire in the booth, but man's not hot. I just got genius bars like a laptop shop. They wanna know if I got a flow or I'm gonna blow. Back like Geronimo Pratt, let's rock and roll. I never sold my soul for a pot of gold. Now feel this scholar's solid knowledge in your collarbone. Subject to propaganda that terrifies the slumbered, but the albums still sell. You can verify the numbers. Collectivize or die. Protect your mind or suffer. Life is paradise to some and a paradise to others. While these twittery teens are sinking in screens and thinking in memes. They blink in this machine is pimping their dreams. I think it's obscene, as sick as it seems. They don't know what lyrical invincibility means. Barge through for part 2, I can't lose. Labels astroturfing, trying to make it look grassroots. Gone are the days we sold our CDs from the car boot. Sharpshooters shooting harpoons through your chart tunes. Saw pain in the eyes of a retired fireman, knowing he couldn't save a child, survived the frying pan. When we riot, we disquiet the Leviathan. Forget Iron Man, I got an Iron Lion's diaphragm. My salutation to those with imagination, most anticipated, and that's no exaggeration. The flag doesn't exist. Let me back up that statement. What happens to the nation if the Queen has a tax haven? What's commonsensical is sensible to question. What seems to be a lesson is intellectual repression. Say the ting goes as expression of aggression. Remember there's 2 victims on either side of the weapon. We won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. If they don't let us dream, then we won't let them sleep. Listen, check it. Power to those that read bell hooks, power to those that sell books, power to those that know how the inside of a cell looks. All those feeling helpless, forgotten or discarded. Power to the strange fruit they thought was rotten in the garden. Power to those sitting alone, seeking knowledge in the. Power to those feeling stained or your tomorrow isn't tarnished. Power to those that sweep the streets with more knowledge than PhDs. Power to those that keep their keys, return as promised, please believe. Power to those that suffer in silence, those it hurts to hear. Power to those that hold their ground, power to those that persevere. Power to those that love humanity more than they love style. Power to immigrants, probably raising Donald Trump's child. Power to the who can't imagine what sight is, those staring at the moon and all those working night shifts. Power to the readers, the writers, the illiterate. Power to those that struggle to decolonize their syllabus. Power to the shy ones who always struggle to make friends on the half of humanity worth less than 8 men. Power to those that risk their life to dig the colton from the ground for the mic I'm spitting on and the phone you're holding now. Power to those that built the stadium they're playing in. Power to those that mowed the grass and stitched the ball that they're playing with. Every rapper that doesn't rap about killing, power to the builders who build buildings that outlived them. Power to the slaves of ancient Greece, never had the right to vote. Democracy dead like Gary Webb when they imported like his coke. Power to those that write to prison, power to those writing home, power to those writing poems, power to those that died alone, power to Curtis Mayfield, power to Ronald Isley, power to the fishermen that were forced into piracy, power for every person that is working in a library, power to every nurse that we turn to in our times of need, power to the unions and the miners that should punish, power to those that drive the buses and those that collect the rubbish, power to the youth desiring the truth, power for every rapper that is dying for a fire in the booth, for those that lost limbs to King Leopold's quota and those risking their lives for the P&O to Dover, power to union leaders murdered by power to victims of this globalized Cosa Nostra, power to those dying on the shores and the borders, power to human beings that were rendered fauna and flora, power to those that after the stage show and carnival goers still haunted by Kelso Cole Crane's ghost, power to Kevin Carter, his picture taunts us ever after, so many questions never answered. Remember the last words of عبد المحسن السعدون الأمة تنتظر الخدمة الإنجليز لا يوافقون, power to El Jawahiri in his rebellions. They killed his brother Ja'far and he cursed the rotten Thamesians. Enlightened despots pursuing tactics Machiavellian. Chinese still preceded Europe a millennium. Think about it, printed press half a millennium. Never get close, power to Ken Loach and every volunteer in Lesbos. Cuban doctors sent to Sri Lanka for the tsunami. Power to those that cleaned up after the Bullingdon parties. Kids knowing Apple products before they know what an apple is, forgotten like passengers on the USS Indianapolis, dying days before they could see what little boys damaged it on the precipice of fascism. My passiveness is cancerous. Power to those strong enough to dream, power to those that chose not to be a cog in the machine, power to those that love first and hate never, power to those that sleep on the streets through grey weather, power to Aziz Ali and Bone Thugs and Harmony, power to Norman Baker, David Kelly's owner artery, power to the genocided population of Tasmania. The internet descends to Trump-tastic fantasia. Let them try quote this. You'll never find a better diagnosis than collective psychosis. It's getting quite hopeless, but hope is all we have. Trying to cultivate the positive, not focus on the bad, but the globe's under attack. The obnoxious rage of a fake intellectual, amazing grace in the age of the spectacle. Not the first time they found a race is selectable to raise to the pedestal and desecrate the place that translated the decimal. I don't want to tempt fate, power to corpse washers like AN Day, power to language learners, Bernie Sanders fans, the flag burners. One man's inertia is another man's purpose. In the utopia of song, we are victorious, but the bittersweet reality's not this glorious. Power to Coltrane watching Malcolm X, power to Paul Robeson under house arrest, power to Galileo under house arrest, power to Ibn Haytham under house arrest. Forgive me if I sound obsessed, forgive me if I sound depressed. Believe me, that's not how it's meant. They probably thought I couldn't come back and kill the alphabet. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Say el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. Thank you very much.
Wow! Man like Lowkey in the building! Woo! I feel like I've just been to university for 5 years! I learned more than I learned in the last 10! Jeez! That was savagery, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much, bro.
A very, very, very quick education on how you body a fire in the booth. Wow. That was mad. Welcome back, Loki!
Thank you, bro.
I feel like I need a moment to breathe. Trying to kill a fat guy live on the radio. Palpitations. That stuff ain't good for my heart, my G. Woo. One more time, studio crew, please. Make some noise for Loki! 15 minutes of bars, bro. That's 15 minutes of bars. No breaths.
Part three coming soon.
Do you go to the gym to practice your bars? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
like, you have to do cardio? I can't talk for 15 minutes. Never mind rap for 15 minutes. I start sweating. I get pins and needles.
Thank you, man.
It's mad.
I'm looking forward to part 3, man.
When's part 3 happening? We're not waiting another 7 years, are we?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Because it's been 7 years.
I know, man. I know.
Mad. How time flies.
Indeed.
So, bro, we was talking earlier about the fact that you're not on social media.
Yeah.
It upsets me a little bit, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Like, why are you not on social media? Someone who's so outspoken, somebody who's got so many things to say. Why would you not be on social media?
That is a very, very good question, and we're going to seek to rectify that soon.
All right, so here's
I'm
the
on
deal.
the Facebook, but the Twitter and the
Facebook
Instagram
is,
haven't got.
I mean, Facebook,
jump on the rest.
Facebook's cool and that, but Facebook's more for me mum and dad, you know what I mean? Now, real talk, I like Facebook, but it's for the mums and dads.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not going to tweet the new video until I've got a handle that I can tweet it to.
All right.
Is that fair?
All right, yeah, man.
And then I won't post it on my Instagram until I've got a handle
for the Instagram to put on.
Yeah. Because then at least people know where they're going to find you.
I hear you, 100%.
So it kind of makes sense for both worlds.
Most definitely.
So that when you leave here, it gives you incentive to set both up. It's quick. You've got an email, right?
Yeah, obviously.
I'm glad you got an email address.
Yeah,
so, bro, what's next for you, man? We've talked about the album.
Yes.
Like, how soon can people expect the album?
So, when we're looking at the album, I would say in the second quarter of 2018. Yes, second quarter of 2018, we've got the album coming, 100%.
People are going crazy online. I think you just shut down the internet.
Much love
It's
to
getting
all of them.
mad.
Thank you so
Adam
much.
AVFC said Lowkey and One Extra legendary. Get him, Loki. That's who else said after all these years, Lowkey's Find the Booth is still one of the most mind-blowing playing words I've ever heard, and he's just topped it. Jeez. Better Skills is like Lowkey is the truth. Carly Flash is like, yo, Lowkey, this track is tragic and beautiful at the same time. Real life.
Thank you.
Hair Hills is like, damn, bare fire emojis. Love Life Dan is like, yo, Find the Booth, Lowkey, that was an absolute madness. Hashtag backwards, alphabet assassin. Aaron Singh is like, yo, smashed it, my don. Crawler Graphics says simply, that was incredible. Mo Berry said, yo, Lowkey just destroyed Charlie Sloth's Fire in the Booth. Wow. Just wow. A lot of love for you out there, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. More to come.
So, bro, you know, I always like to ask people that come through the studio to bring me music that I may not be aware of.
Yeah.
And tonight you've brought a record for me, right?
I have.
Now, I'm aware of the artist, Away.
Yes.
I got a lot of time for this guy. He's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Been doing it. He's been consistent as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this record, man.
Okay, so this record is Jules, and I've seen it performed on tour with me when we've been going around the country. We've gone nationwide. We just came back from Canada, actually. We had a couple shows there. And everywhere he goes, he's able to get the crowd on his side from early. So yeah, and I've seen this track perform live many times. I love it very much. Thanks for giving it a platform, man.
Let's get into it. It's Jules Awate.
I dropped so many jewels, I can never wear a chain. Yo, they asked me, where is the black face now? It's in between the officer's boot and the cold hard ground. Zero wasn't new, it's happening all the time. It's just never on the news. I'm reporting from the slums to tell you about the sums that the rich are redirecting, leaving nothing but their crumbs. I'm from a place where I've never been, where the devil grins every time the clever sin and it's menacing. We bring arms to brethren, escaping from the world, so we beg them to let us in. I've lost my train of thought, but I never bought a ticket. I'm walking with a sword, but never thought of where to stick it. And now I think I've got a target. I hate the free market, and I romanticize everything in Camden. Poor, young, and still an artist. With Nell and literary, visionary, legendary words. Yo, people wanna hear me drop my sounds. Police wanna love me in a concrete hole. Catch me in a venue in your town, so I can still stay on the road. People wanna hear me drop my sounds. Police wanna love me in a concrete hole. Catch me in a venue in your town, so I can still stay on the road. I dropped so many jewels, I can never wear a chain. Take all of my words and insert them in your brain. My boys are on tag like an inner city train. I've been challenged to preserve the bank balance of the game. Whack attitudes remain, but I'm not sweating it. I'm not concerned about my work being credited, but if they're sleeping on me, they're on sedatives. Get off your high horse, it's not Pegasus. And where we live is inadequate. Sin covered in bodies, if you ain't bingo, have a look. And if you think I'm chatting crap, get your lappy to it. They ride around the city for customers like a cabbie would. Yeah, impoverished. Peak shut me down like I was a so solid gig. Ask around from the crown to the metropolis. I reign over the lanes like an Eritrean obelisk. Yeah.
I dig it.
Mad ting, never a sad ting. Okay. Whew. Bro, that was a real movie, man. Another legendary fight in the booth from my bro Loki.
Thank you very much, brother.
I can't wait to hear the album.
Thank you, bro. I'll keep you in the loop still. Keep you in the loop.
I will hold you to that.
Yeah, 100%.
And next time, you don't have to put a tweet out villainizing me no more.
It wasn't even a tweet. I don't have Twitter, bro. You know
Facebook then. Facebook message. All you gotta do is phone me. I told you, but you know, millions of people try every day. Hamid works on my show, and he can never get through. It's never personal.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Anytime you need to talk to me, Lowkey, I'm there, bro. And I told you that. And I don't give my number out to everyone. And if I didn't want to speak to you, I'd be like, yo, I would have text back saying, allow me. I wouldn't even call back. I'm disrespectful like that. I'm like, yo, just allow me. I do that stuff in real life.
Yeah.
Or I get my assistant to call you and be like, yo, allow Charlie, don't want to talk to you. I'm disrespectful in real life. Bro, that was an absolute monstery.
Thank you, bro.
You killed it, bro. One more time, please. People in the studio, make some noise for the monster. That is Loki!
Big up Fonzarelli as well.
Man like Fonzarelli, you know? You know who you are, bro. Fonzarelli. I see you in that white t-shirt and that black leather jacket that's too small. But you don't care because you're wearing it. And you're wearing it proud. Find the booth is available online. Share if you care, and then we're there. Lowkey, I promise you, I'm not going to post it until you start up your Twitter and your Instagram.
What are you saying? That's the YouTube or the Twitter?
So once you set up Twitter and Instagram, I will share it to my followers.
Okay.
But I am not posting anything until then.
Okay.
I think that's a good compromise.
Okay, I hear you. No, I appreciate it. But is the YouTube up now?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying nothing. I'm waiting for your Twitter and your Instagram. Let's just set it up.
Okay.
I mean, this should be an instant thing. This should be straight away. It should be done.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's 2 minutes. Oh, wait, you're waiting for the verification email?
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah, he's waiting for the verification email. All right. Lowkey, it's been a pleasure, bro. Thank you for coming through.
Man.
Mad love,
you,
bro.
Nice.
Mad love.
In my